Before we begin, let's take a look at the proportions of the face. So download and print off the proportions of the face handout and follow along with me. So what I'll always do when I'm starting, either from photo or from the live model, is take some comparative measurements. So take a long tool, like a pencil or a paintbrush. In this case, I'm using a knitting needle, and follow along with me. And align the top of the tool with the tear duct of the eyes and slide your thumbnail up to the bottom of the chin. And then hold that and move the whole thing up, so now your thumbnail is at the tear duct, and you'll see that the top of the tool is aligned with the hairline. So basically that means that the eyes are in the vertical center of the head. If there's like a slight tilt to the head, like whether it's looking down or up, then the eyes might shift a little bit, but typically they'll be in the center of the head. And then I also like to take a broad measurement and get the whole height of the head, and then turn the brush horizontally and compare it to the width. So, and then think of kind of a proportional ratio number. In this case, I'd say that the width of the head is, say, just slightly over 3/4 of the height of the head. And so I'll basically recreate these proportions when I'm doing the painting. The next one's my favorite one. This is what I refer to as the base 1/3 measurement. So if you take the brush or whatever tool you're using and align it with the bottom of the nose and slide your thumbnail up to the chin, and then hold that and move the whole thing up so that now the thumbnail is at the bottom of the nose, and you'll see that the top of the brush is at the eyebrow line. Move it up again so your thumbnail is at the eyebrows now, and you'll see that the top of your tool is at the hairline. And remember to always leave some space for hair at the top. So in this case, the hair is just slightly over half of our base 1/3 measurement. So basically we've got 3 equal thirds from the chin to the nose to the eyebrows, and the eyebrows to the hairline. Remember, it's to the eyebrows, not the eyes. Sometimes people make that mistake and it can really throw things off. Well, so basically we'll be using this base 1/3 measurement as our main measurement. So what you can also do is get that base 1/3 measurement back on your tool and then turn the brush horizontally and count how many of that 1/3 measurement fit into the width of the face, because you always want to be comparing heights to widths. If you get all the heights correct but the widths are off, the whole thing will look wrong. So if you want to be comparing the heights to the widths. In this case, it looks like we've got 2 of our 1/3 measurement fits into the width of the face. The next thing that we'll use is plumb lines. So if you take your brush or whatever tool you're using and just dangle it vertically so that gravity just makes it vertical, and align, just look down one edge, not both. And if you look down the left edge and align it with the pupil, you'll see that the corners of the mouth align with the pupil vertically. You can also take both hands and hold the brush perfectly horizontally, and you'll see that the top of the ears align with the brows and the bottom of the ears align with the nose. So between comparative measurements and plumb lines, we're really going to get the accurate proportions and then the accurate placement in relation to each of the features. Some other tools that you can use are from a front-facing face. We've got an equilateral triangle from the outer corners of the eyes, and then from the height of the eyes down to the bottom of the mouth. That doesn't work from a profile or 3/4 view, but from the front view, it can really help with the placement of the features. And then our final tool is using the eye as the measurement. So that's our smallest measuring proportion. And so basically from a front-facing view, if you take the width of one eye, it's 1 eye in width to the outer cheekbone, 1 eye in width between the 2 eyes, again to the outer edge of the face, 1 eye from the bottom of the eye to the top of the nostril, 1 eye in width for the nose, and then 1 eye up from the chin to the bottom of the lip. Also, a lot of the time, the bottom of the lip is actually halfway in distance on that bottom 1/3 measurement. Not always true. Some of these things can vary slightly from person to person, but it'll be just slight variations. This is really like the base. So if we look at how this all relates to some of the other angles of the face, if we look at the profile, you'll see that again, we've got our 3 equal thirds from the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin, nose to brow, brow to hairline. Remember to leave some space at the top for the hair. in terms of the overall scale of the head, from a profile, the width is actually about equal to the height. And then you can also take your base 1/3 measurement and count from, say, the tip of the nose, let's get that accurately, from the tip of the nose to the back, to where the ear meets the jaw. So basically it'll depend a little bit on the exact angle that you're looking at, but you'll take that measurement and check. And in this case, it's 2 of our 1/3 measurement from the tip of the nose to the place where the ear inserts onto the face, meeting the jaw. The plumb lines also still work. If you take a plumb line down from the pupil, the corner of the mouth is aligned with that vertically, and horizontally from the brow to the top of the ear and the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the ear. And then looking at the 3/4 face, from the 3/4 face, you can take the height of the head and compare it to the width. And the width is about 3/4 the height of the head. The eyes are still in the center of the head vertically. We've still got our 3 equal thirds. You can use that base 1/3 measurement to check some of the horizontals. In this case, from the front apex of the brow line or the cheekbone line, 1/3 back is the pupil line, and 1 more third back is just a little bit in front of where the ear meets the jaw. And you can also take the plumb lines. The corners of the mouth are aligned with the pupils, top of the ear aligns with the brow, and the bottom of the ear aligns with the nose. And then in terms of like the eyes, that eye is a measurement. When you're dealing with a 3/4, everything's sort of receding back into space. So it's not equal, one eye across. It's like larger, smaller, smaller, smallest. But we've still got like one eye down to the top of the nostril and one eye from the chin to the bottom of the mouth. So I hope that helps you with the proportions of the face. I know that understanding the construction and using comparative measuring as well as plumb lines will really help you get an accurate structure and good proportions in your portraits.